My name is Kaleigh Bailey. I'm from Pennell, Alberta, a very small town kind of far away from here. I just graduated from biological sciences at UC, and now I kind of take all that experience and knowledge that I have to give to people to form this nonprofit collective. And I just hope you appreciate it.
Okay. This is the funnest thing ever. This is literally the funnest thing ever. This is so... These are my cells. Ah, come back. It's really hard to get there.
So I kind of just took a lot of lesson from what I've learned through school and through the people and time that I've been learning about, and through people in my life and through experiences in my life, and I inevitably ended up concentrating in biotechnology. What kind of drove my interest was just nature and being in and understanding like every building block to what builds the larger whole in which we live into. But it really just allows you to gain an appreciation for like how humans have reflected in how our world has been shaped and what we can do both in like science and art and like creation, and it just like really drove me. And then now that's why I kind of do Westroad. It is a collective in which I am building among students and among the community of both research and creation to promote circular industry and creation within local businesses and our students. Mainly what takes place is three things. I kind of have a remake, a rework, and a rethink. Is kind of how I split it up. So remake is really where we look at the algae stuff, where we look at algae dying and where we look at bio yarn. This is bio yarn. I made it this morning. There's a lot of different things that I am currently making with algae. As to how really starts with the photobioreactor and how it's cultivated in the first place. Okay, here we have my photobioreactors. So this is an air pump that I got off of Facebook Marketplace, and I attached it here to these jars that I collected. And then yeah, the tube goes in there and it keeps like a constant airflow for the algae to stay within their liquid medium. And so it's kind of a never-ending system of algae growing within here, just as long as they are provided with this light and the nutrients that I give them. With the algae yarn, once I have the algae from the photobioreactor, I combine it with sodium alginate and then I suspend the polymer in a calcium chloride solution. Once I get that and I mix it all together, it creates this like very gloopy gel mixture that you can essentially suspend into the calcium chloride, and it can make very long strands of bio yarn that you can crochet. So I just sucked up some of the gel into this syringe here. I find these smaller ones work better because of the smaller hole. It's like 1 to 2 millimeters across. Okay, I got some stuff here. Some of it I've made from repurposed textiles, and some of it I've made using algae. They all kind of have their own little story. I want to make larger scale projects with that I can show people and that I can build like a collection of clothing with. So that's kind of the rework section of things, is people are taking those textiles that I've brought or textiles that they bring that they want to fix, and they're using lots of different techniques of crocheting or embroidering or sewing or shashiko mending or just patching. Really anything that they could or want to create is really what that space is for. If you want to make a dress from a certain fabric that you found somewhere, just really giving the space and the resources for people to think of how they can reuse their waste. And I kind of like sewed the bio yarn into the normal yarn of the sleeve and made like a slip to match. This is broken right now, which I'm really sad about, but this is some bio yarn that I integrated into a hat. It looks really funny right now that it's not on my head. Yeah, and then the rethink section is really an informative station. So a zine is kind of like a magazine of a collection of pictures and a story that can be told within a given set of pages. I use them a lot to summarize very difficult concepts and a lot of information to something that's digestible and interesting, because science is boring to a lot of people. We are a weed in our natural environment, and yeah, we really do just act as a weed. We don't act as, you know, a compost or anything to nourish our environment. We grow and we take over what we want to. That's kind of what I hope to instill in people when they do come, is to think about what is in front of them and how it was built and what they can do with it. I think just having a really casual community space where people can work and kind of even just like be messy with these things, and in building that care, kind of a care for circular industry, because you have to see it to want to work for something and to want to build a community around it, and there just isn't really a space for that. So that's really what I want the workshops, is for people to learn and to take something in with themselves to kind of bring in their day-to-day lives. And just thinking of our world around us as more a part of us and as a first resource of what we should be using, rather than thinking of where I can go to get that first. Thinking of what do I have around me to make that, or who do I know around me to help me do that, and just thinking of where you want to make a difference and actually engaging in it at any scale that is, even if it's just going to the local grocery store.